listen to this.
Hello everyone. Today let us enrich our consciousness, this life element within us, with wisdom, so that the pure and radiant essence of our mind may awaken from the illusions of fabrication. Let it awaken from the delusion that this body is who we are, that it belongs to us. Let it awaken from the mistaken belief that this voice is our self, that the mental images are our self, that all emotions are our self, that memories and sensations define who we are. When we truly awaken from all of this, it will be as if we've emerged from a long dream. Then we will see clearly that in truth, there is not a single thing in this world that possesses a real, inherent self. Once awakened from the dream, all doubts dissolve. We have always had the mind, yet we have never truly known it. Isn't that a tragedy? This body inevitably grows old, falls ill, and is plagued by countless diseases before it gradually decays and dies. But do you know? This mind or life element never grows old, never suffers illness, and never dies. We are mind. This very nature has never been anything else. When the body breaks apart and dies, the mind seeks a new vessel, and in nearly every case, 99.99%, that new vessel is an animal. The chance to be born as a human is exceedingly rare. Once it enters a new form, whether as a creature of the sea, of the land, underground, or in the air, the cycle begins again. The being struggles to survive, to feed itself, to grow old, fall ill, and die. And the mind, which has never truly been anything, is once again cast into a body. But in truth, we have never been born on this earth at all. When the mind finds a new vessel, we become deluded once more, identifying with that animal form. We eat and are eaten. They consume us. We hate them. We consume them, they hate us. Cycles of vengeance arise. We kill and destroy one another, fighting over food merely to sustain these bodies. We are mind life itself in its purest, most radiant form. Yet we do not know that we are this pure element. Look how deeply lost we are. Please forgive the word, but this is the very essence of ignorance. This pure element is a nature that longs to understand. But in order to understand, we must use certain instruments. Imagine it like this. We are a kind of nature, crystal clear and untouched. Within this nature, nothing resides, no body, no thoughts or mental constructions, no voice to communicate, no mental images, no emotions of pleasure or pain, no sense of satisfaction or dissatisfaction, no moods at all. There is no memory. There are no sensations. We are this very element, empty, radiant, and utterly pure. Purity here refers to a nature that simply exists as it is, untouched, clear, and formless. That is what we truly are. This element has no shape. It is the luminous emptiness right in front of us. We cannot grasp it with our hands. To make this clearer, when you look at your phone, you see the phone. And between the phone and your eye, there is a space, clear and open. This luminous emptiness is not air. It is not carbon dioxide, not oxygen, not cool or warm air. It is not air at all. It is the radiant emptiness that exists between the phone and the eye. You may not see it, but you know it is there. We know it through the mind, through our own natural awareness. We are one with this very nature. Whoever truly sees this, tears may well up, and a sudden realization may dawn. Congratulations. Continue listening. We are a nature untouched by anything. Do you know? This body is merely a constructed form. Even if an atomic or nuclear bomb were to explode right in front of us, releasing energy that shatters air and blasts all matter into fragments, destroying everything within 10 kilometers, this body too would be reduced to dust. Yet the clear, empty essence remains, untouched and uninvolved. It was never part of that destruction. We may call this pure element a neutral essence, a nature beyond all fabrications, or the primordial element. This luminous emptiness has never gone anywhere, never come from anywhere, has never been born, and can never be destroyed. It is neither dark nor light. It is immortal, fundamental, the origin that precedes all things. This is what we are. When we gaze from the phone to our eye, we know there is this emptiness in between. We know it, even if we cannot see it. As soon as we look, our eyes land on the phone, correct? Now look closely at the phone. Does it say what it is? Observe carefully. Does it speak? Or is it the voice in your mind that speaks? Look again. Do any of the things you see actually speak about what they are? Or is it the inner voice that says phone, that says wall, table, bowl, fan, chair, window, roof, ceiling, door? That voice names them. Now look around your home. Do any of these objects speak on their own? Whoever starts to grasp this may begin to see something vital. Everything carries a name, a definition, only because of this voice speaking in the mind. Look at a person. Do they say what they are? Look at an animal. Do they say what they are? It's only the voice that says so. Whoever sees this, tears may fall, and a profound awakening may burst forth. Doubt dissolves. Congratulations. And if you're still confused or unsure, that's all right too. Just keep listening. Look at this body, any part of it. Has it ever said what it is? Or is it the voice inside the mind that speaks? Do you see that it's the inner voice that says, left hand, right hand, palm, back of the hand, left leg, right leg, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, nail, skin, flesh? The voice in the mind is the one naming these things, isn't it? Have those body parts ever spoken for themselves? Are we beginning to understand that this voice is what assigns value and meaning to everything, declaring this to be this and that to be that? Look at that tree. Does it say what kind of tree it is? Does it say it's a tree at all? Or is it simply an image that appears just to be perceived? Can you see this inner voice? This voice in the mind is what says, that person is good, that person is bad. Look again. Has that person ever said what they are? Has the tree ever claimed it is good or bad? It doesn't say anything at all. So who is speaking? Isn't it the voice in the mind? It declares the tree beautiful or not, people good or evil. This voice categorizes, divides. It says man, woman. But when you truly look, all of it is just form, images appearing to consciousness, not a self. Who among us now begins to understand that this is the world of conventions? We invented language. We use these constructed terms to communicate. But why? We rely on this voice to communicate. But why do we need it? Why do we rely on the body? Why do we create and cling to mental images? Think of your parents, your children, your friends, your favorite animals. Think of a bird, a heron, a starling, a finch. Think of an elephant, a cat. Do you see the images that arise in your mind? Do you see how the mind, though it has no shape, can produce images? The mind has no form, yet it can generate voices and sounds within. Do you see the voice speaking within? Do you see the images forming inside? Why do we depend on these things? We say it's to communicate, but communicate for what purpose? Why must we rely on these faculties? What if I told you that all these things are merely tools? Imagine, for example, that we build a boat and live in it, not to stay in the boat forever, but to reach the shore. Once we reach the shore, the boat has served its purpose and becomes unnecessary, doesn't it? We create nets, traps, and fishing rods. Why? to catch aquatic creatures, to catch fish. We take on this body, this vessel. Why? Is it just to find food to feed the body, and then to die from this world and go seek another body, and that body dies too? Then we seek another vessel again. We eat and are eaten just to keep these bodies alive. We don't do it for anything else. We grow angry, resentful, vengeful. We fight over food, all just to feed these bodies. In the end, we age, we suffer, and we die. That's all. We invented paper and called it money. We picked up stones and called them gold and diamonds. For what? For the sake of convenience in exchange. But have we used them only for that purpose? Why do we struggle, fight, and kill one another over pieces of paper? Why do we kill and die for stones we call gold or jewels? In the end, we created all these conventions, so what for? To simplify life? Or have we become slaves to the very things we created? The fact that we reside in this vessel proves that we ourselves have no form. That's why we have to borrow a form. Look, if this body breaks down and dies, we go in search of a new vessel. So what are we really? You can call it mind or spirit, if you like. It means that the true self, the mind, the formless life element, is who we really are. This body was born to die, and die it will. We were given this body freely, with one condition: it won't last. It can die at any moment. That is the law. It was given to us to use temporarily. So we live inside this vessel, temporarily and freely. Don't forget that. Have we forgotten that this body won't last long? It will soon perish. There is not much time left. So, what will we use it for? Don't say it's to avoid death. Feeding the body just leads to death all the same. Is it to seek happiness? To feel pleasure? We desire the feeling of happiness. But where does suffering go? Does suffering disappear when we feel happy? From the moment we were born until now, have we ever been happy all the time? Tell me, between happiness and suffering, which feeling dominates? Between heads and tails on a coin, which side appears more? Do you know? We're playing with emotion like flipping a coin. We want only heads. But pick up the coin and look. Where are tails? The moment we pick up the coin, we get both sides. Isn't that right? I say it is only those who are deluded who wish for only heads on a coin, who pick it up hoping to find only one side. But don't you see? Tails are right there with heads. Still, beings in this world long only for heads. Those who do not understand this truth always seek pleasure and try to avoid pain. But do you see? Pleasure and pain are like day and night. Would you wish for only day and no night? Or only night and no day? Nature doesn't work like that. It simply is what it is. Yet the deluded try to force it to be only daytime or only nighttime. Isn't that a form of madness? Perhaps it's better to say, such people do not yet understand the nature of things. Here's a simple question. Do you think nature belongs to anyone? No, it does not. So why do we cling to it? Why must we depend on this voice in the mind? Why do we rely on mental images? Why depend on emotions, on happiness, sadness, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, or neutrality? Why do we take refuge in these emotions and use the body to struggle endlessly for food, just to keep the body alive? If there were no body, there'd be no struggle, right? Some might say, we have the body so we can experience happiness. So be it. We have the body to seek pleasant feelings. But then where does suffering go? When we strive for happiness, what do we actually get? How much happiness have we accumulated? Since the day you were born, since you've woken each morning until you sleep each night, How many kilos of happiness have you collected? How many hours of happiness? Or has it mostly been stress, frustration, and unrest all day long? What feeling has truly dominated? In the end, did we come into this life just to be lost in emotions? Why do we become attached to emotions at all? Some are caught in sorrow, suffering so deeply, crying, overthinking. The more they think, the more they suffer. The more they dwell, the more they sink into despair. They cry and sink into grief. Why do we rely on suffering like that? What is so good about it? Why do we cling to painful emotions? If suffering has no real self, no substance, then why do we grasp it? Why sink into it at all? Why do we rely so heavily on emotion? We crave pleasant feelings. We cling tightly to happiness, and we even hold on to suffering. In the end, it's as if we are riding on the back of emotions, but in truth, it is emotion that rides on our back. Suffering rides on us. Pleasure rides on us. All emotions sit upon us like masters. Why do we carry them? Have we come to use these tools only to become slaves to them? Have we taken on this body just to become a slave to it? We invented paper and called it money, only to become its servant. We created frameworks, only to become trapped inside the very structures we built. Why is it that we are born only to find ourselves caged? Have you ever seen the prison we've built for ourselves? I'm offering insight here. I'm asking you to reflect. I have no doubt in what I say. I simply point the way. I lead us home. I lead us out of the cage. I lead us back to our original element, our true nature, for lasting freedom, for liberation from all suffering, for the end of rebirth. This is to be the final existence for every one of us. I've spoken many truths about the mind, about the formless, empty, radiant life element, and I will keep speaking. I sincerely hope everyone will come to listen, whether child or elder, person with disability, woman or man, any gender, any age, any belief, any religion, any nationality, any background. Everyone can listen. Anyone who listens to these recorded teachings will begin to feel something shift. We will feel lighter. We will feel more free. The more we listen, the lighter we become. Life becomes simpler, more joyful, more clear. We come to realize that we are the mind, the life element, pure and clear, free from all suffering. This is what it means to truly see. How foolish we have been to cling to the idea that this body is ours. It is only a temporary vessel, one we merely inhabit for a while. We rely on this voice that speaks within, on the mental images that form, on these shifting emotions, on fleeting sensations, on memory itself. We use all of these temporary tools just to communicate in this world. We borrow them, nothing more. They are instruments for learning. Through them, we come to realize that we are consciousness, the pure life element. And when that truth is seen with all our heart, when it becomes undeniable, we see with clarity that the mind is unborn. And in that moment, a great lightness arises. A deep release comes. We are freed from being merely a person. We will come to know, with our whole heart, that we have never truly been born into this world. This body is not ours. We will see it clearly and completely. The voice that speaks, it's not us speaking. It thinks on its own. It speaks on its own. Have you ever noticed? The voice that thinks in the mind, the voice that speaks inside, it does so by itself. This is the natural functioning of the mind. It is called a manifestation of mind. We are mind. We are the pure element. And we are merely relying on the manifestations of mind, the voice, the images, the emotions, the sensations. Why do we depend on these? Every time I speak, it is to bring us into the present moment, right here, right now. Are you aware of the now? Do you recognize it? At this very moment, it hears its own sound. It perceives its own experience. Have you ever looked inward? If you observe with awakened awareness, you'll see. It perceives its own sound. It smells on its own. It sees forms on its own. It tastes on its own. It feels heat and cold on the skin, on its own. So where is the self in all of that? Can you see? When all these senses arise naturally on their own, where is this me? The moment you see this truth, you will never be born again. You will realize with great clarity that you are the mind, the life element, utterly formless, pure, and luminous. Once I awakened within, I found that awareness remains constant. Walking, it knows. Standing, it knows. Sitting, lying down, eating, running, it knows throughout. Driving, working, bathing, even in the restroom, it continues to know. Every movement, every second from morning to night, it is aware. In the past, I never knew this. But when I awakened within, I came to understand the nature of mind. I saw the thoughts speaking in the mind. They think by themselves. I wept. These thoughts are what give meaning to everything. That thing you call a phone, look at it. It never says anything. It is the voice that says what it is. The voice says, "This is a house. Look closely. What tells you it's anything?" Nothing out there speaks a word. It's the inner voice that assigns meaning to all things. It labels everything. It defines everything. It's as if we are a kind of being with no shape, a pure essence. And not just pure, but supremely pure. We have never gone anywhere, never come from anywhere, never been born, and never broken apart. We are the deathless element, the immortal essence, simply waiting to awaken, waiting to be discovered. We have the mind, the life element, but we don't know the mind. We don't know this essence of life, and that is truly painful. You could call it utterly, unfathomably foolish. I have turned against the current and awakened with clarity. Everything we've depended on throughout our lives, none of it is what we truly seek. It's like building a net, crafting a fishing rod. We don't want the net, we don't want the rod. We're not trying to eat them. What we really want is the fish. The tools are just a means. We build a boat and dwell in it, not because we want the boat or wish to live in it, but because we want to reach the shore. And once we've arrived, the boat becomes meaningless. We let it go. We no longer care for it. We've come to inhabit this body, to use this voice for communication, to use these mental images for thought, to rely on emotion, on memory, and on the faculty of sensation. But all of this is temporary. These are tools we've borrowed, tools to serve a single purpose, to realize that we are mind, that we are the life element, empty, luminous, and pure beyond measure. When I awakened inwardly, I saw these manifestations clearly. I saw the voice speaking by itself, and I broke into tears. That voice assigns meaning to everything. It says we have a father, a mother, children, grandchildren, a house, a car, that we are a man, a person of status, a head of a household. This voice gives meaning to all things. But when I saw that it was this very voice that created everything I thought I was, I understood something profound. The spirit within us, the mind or life element that has no form, it has never been human. Do you understand this? The mind cannot be human. Our life element has never truly been born into this world. It has nothing to do with this world. It stands beyond it. It transcends all things. It is the primal essence, the foundation upon which all else rests. We are the luminous emptiness that swallows the whole universe. The universe exists within us. Do you see? We are the pure, formless vastness within which all things arise. Everything dwells in our womb of space. I saw the voice in the mind speaking by itself. I saw the mental images arise by themselves. I saw pleasant emotions appear and dissolve on their own. I saw suffering arise and fade, just the same. Satisfaction, dissatisfaction, indifference, all these emotions come and go on their own. Memory does its work, sometimes remembering, sometimes forgetting, on its own. And the act of knowing, that sense of I hear, I see, I smell. I used to think I was the one experiencing all of that. But then I saw, this awareness is functioning on its own. It hears by itself. It smells by itself. It sees by itself. When I saw all of this clearly, I realized all these tools, the voice, the images, the emotions, the sensations, they all operate on their own. So then, where is me? Where is this self I thought existed? I searched and could not find it. A question arose, where is the self? The mind answered instantly, there is no me. And at that moment, it was like an explosion. Everything shattered. When I saw how thoughts were spinning day and night without rest, 7 days straight, non-stop, automatic. The knowing was always present, and the thinking was always working. Every second, every moment, pop, 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 thought after thought. It became lightning fast. I saw the voice inside the mind clearly, the one that says, what should I eat today? Or, I'm so tired I don't want to get up. That inner voice. At first I noticed these sentences as if they were separate, but then I saw them continuously. And I saw, this voice is what creates everything. It assigns meaning to all things. That's a mango tree. This voice says so. That's my father, my mother, my child, my family, my wife, my house, my car. The voice declares it all. The objects themselves say nothing. When I saw this truth for the first time, it felt like an inner explosion. Everything I had ever believed since birth shattered into pieces. A great lightness came. My mind felt utterly free. At first, it was a strange kind of lightness, confusing even, because it was so unlike anything I'd known. Then it became clear. Everything arises from thought. I had once believed these thoughts were real, that they belonged to me. Please understand this clearly. Understand it deep into your heart. And once you do, your experience will lighten and expand. Life becomes easier and freer. The burden of suffering lifts. Eventually, suffering disappears altogether. You begin to understand the nature of everything in this world, and a deep joy arises. Life becomes effortless. You no longer suffer over anything. It's as if suffering has vanished. You can't even recall what it looks like. You forget what happiness even looks like too. Suffering and happiness dissolve into one. They become just natural phenomena. Neither belongs to you. And when that happens, the sense of being your old self is gone. You become a kind of nature that has nothing to do with this world, completely free, entirely apart. At first you realize everything only arises because you think. But as understanding deepens, as inner awareness grows more constant, thoughts become more visible, more frequent. Then comes a stage when happiness and suffering no longer feel separate. You no longer give value to either. You stop assigning meaning to emotion altogether. It is as if something has been released and unraveled from within. We always believed everything was me, didn't we? But once we truly see that thought creates all things, it's as if the whole world disappears. What remains is only this voice, still weaving stories. So awareness begins to rest in that voice. When awakened within, You start seeing clearly. This voice is the one creating everything. And when you turn to look at emotions, they no longer announce themselves as anything. They're just passing phenomena. Before, we used to think they were our emotions, but now they're not. If joy arises, we don't cling to it. It no longer hooks us. We don't call it our happiness. And if suffering arises, we don't call it our pain. Joy and sorrow become the same, like wind. Whether warm or cool, it's just wind. It loses its grip. It loses its value entirely. Anyone who listens to my recordings regularly will begin to develop wisdom. When that wisdom reaches just 25%, tears may well up. You'll see that everything is thought. When understanding reaches 50%, you'll transcend emotion. You'll see all emotions as nothing more than natural occurrences. They still arise, of course, but they no longer interest you. Whether they come or go, you're unaffected. It's as if you've become separate from them, as if the connection has been broken. When we let go of clinging, even just a little, we begin to lighten. At first, we cling 100%, believing everything is me. But once we let go 25%, we begin to feel a deep relief, as though we've dropped a weight. It's like we've been carrying thoughts, mental images, emotions, and sensations at full weight. But when we realize that thought creates all of it, 25% of that burden is gone. It feels lighter, though 75% still remains. As we continue observing thought, how it constantly spins, constantly assigns meaning, awareness grows. Keep seeing. Keep resting in the know. For those who enjoy direct observation, you can keep playing with this. But for me, what I want to tell you is, just listen. Keep listening to the recordings. Don't worry about doing anything extra. Just keep listening. Let understanding deepen on its own. In the end, you'll see. You're not the one who understands. The understanding happens by itself. At first, when this kind of understanding begins to arise, we believe we are the one who understands. We say, I get it now. And with that comes a subtle pride, a sense of achievement. But as we continue observing thought more and more, we begin to see that emotions are not what we thought they were. Happiness, it's just there. Sorrow, it's just there. Even neutral states, just there. They exist in their own way, with no deeper meaning. They lose all value for us. They become mere phenomena, empty of significance. As this unfolds, thoughts become increasingly visible, yet there may still be effort in observing them. But the more we listen, just keep listening to the recordings, and understanding deepens, the more we begin to see thought all the time. Walking, sitting, lying down, it's there. You see it constantly. And a deep realization begins to dawn. Wow, thought really is running all the time. It's constantly assigning meaning to everything. For example, maybe I'll make a barbecue for the family. Yeah, let's go to the market. See that? That thought arose. Barbecue, maybe with salad. Lamb is expensive. Let's get beef instead. How much is beef? Oh, let's get some seafood too. That'll be nice. This is thinking. Can you see that it's happening? It's thinking by itself. Inside. That voice. It's speaking inside your mind. Can you see it? It's speaking in there all the time. Have you ever noticed it? We rely on it constantly, yet don't even know what it is. That thought, that voice speaking inside, it's just a mental phenomenon. Everything I'm speaking about here, it's the activity of the mind. And we're always depending on these movements of our own mind, without knowing. We are mind. We generate these mental manifestations in order to construct experience. But then we get lost and cling to these manifestations as though they are us. This not knowing, that is true ignorance. I too used to believe I was human, just like everyone else. I believed I was a person. I believed the voice speaking now was me. I believed I was male or female. I believed I had an age. I believed I had parents, family, siblings. I believed I had a home, a car, a life, and that I lived in this world as someone born in Thailand. Just like every other human being, I believed all of it. We believe that doing this is good, doing that is bad, that this is merit, that is sin. I used to believe just like every other human being, but on the day I awakened, truly awakened, it was as if everything collapsed from my heart. That's when I realized I had never truly been born into this world. We are life elements, formless, empty, radiant, and pure beyond words. I've been trying to help us return to that purity. We must study the knowledge of the awakened mind. Everyone must listen to these recordings, learn the science of awakening, win this game, realize the truth within your own mind, see clearly that nothing, nothing at all, is truly us. This voice that speaks is not our voice. These mental images are not ours. These emotions are not ours. Even this knowing that seems to be aware, it's not us knowing. Let me offer a simple analogy. We think we are boiled eggs. We believe we are the eggshell. That's what we've been taught, that we are this shell. Every time we look, all we see is the shell, so we believe that must be us. But then a wise one comes along and says, "You are not the shell." And we're confused. What do you mean? Of course I'm the shell. And the wise one says, "This body, it's not you. This shell isn't you." So we start wondering, if that's not me, then what am I? And the wise one says, "Try peeling the shell. See what's inside." So we begin. We peel it back. Bit by bit, we remove the shell, and there inside, we find the egg white. Once all the shell is gone, we finally understand. Oh, I'm not the shell after all. I'm the egg white. That was our ignorance. We mistook the outer form for ourself. But once we understand, the realization is profound. I am the egg white. The shell was never me. That's what I mean when I say, this body is not ours. We merely dwell in it. We take on this body for one purpose, not to eat, to survive, and to die, but to construct experience, to study mind, to learn the nature of this pure, formless life element that holds no suffering. We came simply to understand what we truly are. Have you ever asked your own heart, how did I end up in this body? Why was I born? And when this body breaks down and dies, where will I go? Ask your heart now. Don't rely on belief. Don't rely on memory. I'm not teaching you to believe. I'm not teaching you to memorize. I'm asking you to ask the truth, deeply and honestly, within your own heart. This body is certainly not ours. If the body dies, and yet the mind or the life element remains unaware and simply goes on to seek a new body, it reveals that wisdom is still absent. We still lack insight. But when wisdom arises, when we clearly realize that we are the pure element, everything else is seen as a prison, as illusion. If we truly understand this, we will not be reborn. We must come to see that we are the clear, empty, pure element that swallows the entire universe. When we awaken to this life element within us, tears will stream uncontrollably. It is overwhelming. We will realize we have never truly been born into this world. We are beyond this world, beyond happiness and suffering, beyond everything. Truly understand this. When we realize, wait, this eggshell is not me. Oh, that moment. Tears fall, the heart rejoices. The body is not us. It's such a wondrous realization, and there is a profound lightness that comes with it. Just imagine, if there were no body at all, how free we would feel. There would be no suffering. All the complications arise from having a body. Then, as we peel off the shell, we come to find the egg white inside, and we finally see how ignorant we've been. We mistook ourselves for the shell all this time. In truth, we are the egg white. At first, that's how it seems. But then the sage tells us, you are not even the egg white. And again, we resist. How can that be? Look, this is clearly egg white. I am the egg white. The shell is not me. I've already seen that. I know I am egg white. But the sage insists, you are not the egg white either. Try removing it. And we're puzzled. How could I possibly peel off the egg white? If I remove that, then nothing will remain. There would be nothing left. Yet we try. We begin to gently peel the egg white, to break it open, and then we find there is still something there. If we dare to peel off the egg white, we will discover what we truly are. In the same way, I am telling you now, the voice that speaks inside, the thinking mind, is the egg white. That voice is not your voice. Now, imagine removing the body entirely. What remains is the mind and its activities. In the beginning, the mind is still wrapped inside its manifestations. We rely on this voice. But now, try not relying on it. Let it speak, but understand, it is not you speaking. Watch it carefully. See that it speaks on its own. The moment you truly see that, it is no longer you. The mind will break free from the voice entirely. The voice will lose all value, just like the body. The body may still be there, but you are unrelated to it. You are of another nature altogether. The voice that speaks, it's not truly our voice. Try letting it go. Just observe it. See clearly that this voice thinks on its own, speaks on its own. Recognize it for what it is. The voice inside your mind. It speaks by itself, thinks by itself. Let's go do the laundry today. After that, mop the floor, then put the clothes in the dryer. Once they're warm and dry, let's iron them. Do you hear this voice? Do you see the images it creates? This is what we've been living under. These mental fabrications cover us completely. And unless we see these fabrications clearly as not self, we will never awaken to the truth that we are mind, the pure and radiant life element. We must see these conditioned processes as just that, processes. They arise and create on their own. When this is seen clearly, the mind, the life element, becomes spacious, luminous. It reveals itself, and we may cry deeply, because what we see goes beyond language. How can one explain this to another human being? If this voice is not us, then we have no voice of our own. Can you see this? Because we have no form, we must rely on the body. And because the body is not us, we rely on a voice. That means we ourselves have no voice. We are a nature that is utterly still, pure and silent. See this clearly. This voice is not you. Simply observe. Stay awakened within. Just glance inward. See that it's thinking on its own. And suddenly, there's a breakthrough. An inner explosion. All doubt disappears. Tears may fall. We'll realize we are a completely different nature from this voice. It cannot speak. We are a nature that cannot speak. Without these tools, we could never discover what we are. But we do not borrow these tools in order to become attached to them. We borrow them only to discover our essence, the pure element, and then we release them. Just like using a boat to cross to the island and leaving it behind. Just like using a net, a trap, a fishing rod to catch a fish. And once caught, we let the tools go. We never wanted the tools in the first place, right? Understand this. The fact that we use a voice means we are a nature so pure, we have no voice. That we rely on mental images means we ourselves have none. We are not mental fabrications. We use voice and imagery only as tools for communication. That reveals that we are an utterly pure, unconditioned essence. We rely on emotion, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, pleasure, pain, indifference, not to be owned by them, but to learn from them. Emotions belong to the world of appearances. They arise, shape themselves, and dissolve. They are merely part of the dream. If we can truly see that emotions arise on their own and dissolve on their own, that no one owns them, when that is seen, we will understand deeply. It will be overwhelming. Tears will fall, especially the voice. If we see that this voice speaks by itself, creates everything by itself, if we recognize that this is what gives meaning to all things, then when we understand that deeply, we will cry uncontrollably. It's as if all we see is our own foolishness and unfathomable ignorance. Then we see we rely on memory, we rely on perception. I hear this sound, I smell this, I taste that, I see that. But these sensory experiences are known by themselves. This is one of the simplest things to observe. See it. This awareness perceives everything on its own. This is the key. If you can see this, if you see that awareness functions without a self, everything will shatter. All conditioned phenomena will dissolve, and only the pure luminous element will remain. Have the courage to see this truth. Win this game. Realize your mind. We have a mind, yet we don't know it. Now is the time. We were not born into this world to wander lost in the illusion of a body. We were born to learn that we are the pure element. And when this is known, everything else becomes meaningless. The body loses its value. The voice loses its value. Mental imagery, emotion, perception, memory, all of it becomes empty of meaning. They are simply phenomena, appearing without substance, void of importance. Only the pure, transparent element remains, spanning and swallowing the entire universe. It is blissful, so light, so vast, so free. It's not entangled with anything. It transcends the world. Even while speaking now, there's no sense of speaking. There is no sense that this is a voice, because it cannot be grasped. Where is the voice right now? Can you find it? It can't be located. All conditioned phenomena arise and dissolve in the present. But the present itself is just a concept. Within the pure element, there is no time, no distance, no past, no future, not even a present moment. There is only the life element, utterly pure, formless, and radiant. It holds no suffering. Only absolute purity remains, so pristine, so untouched. Let this truth be fully realized, my friends. Let's return to the egg. When we were told that the eggshell was not us, we peeled it away. We discovered the egg white and thought, this must be who I am. But then the sage tells us, you are not the egg white either. Peel that away and see. And we respond, but if I peel away the egg white, what could possibly be left? There would be nothing at all. The sage simply says, try it. You'll see. So we try. Gently, we press and peel away the egg white bit by bit. And then, boom, suddenly, we discover something. We are the yolk. Tears stream down our faces. Who would have guessed that we are the yolk? We had believed for so long that we were the shell. When the sage came and told us to peel it away, we eventually saw the egg white, and then clung to that. This must be me. But again, the sage tells us, you're still not that. Only when we dared to go deeper did we see, we are the yoke. Tears fall uncontrollably. Who would have known we were the yoke? And when we try to explain this to others, they don't believe it. They still think they're the shell. Some say they are egg white. The whole world seems to be full of people clinging to one of those layers. No one dares to peel away the egg white, afraid that nothing will remain. But I've come to speak this truth to you every day, hoping that someone will have the courage to press into the egg white and see for themselves. Some will say, well, if I die doing this, so be it. They take the risk. They try just once to see what lies within. And when they do, the tears fall. They discover, I am the yolk. Uncontainable emotion floods out. The egg white is not me. The shell is not me. I have nothing to do with the shell. I have nothing to do with the egg white. And this kind of truth, this level of insight, is what most people in the world cannot accept, because we believe we are human. And now I'm here to tell you, we are not the shell. We are not human. The voice that speaks, it is not us. Just observe. It speaks on its own inside the mind, constantly creating narratives. The mental images arise all the time. Emotions come and go, pleasure, pain, neutrality. Emotions fabricate themselves and then dissolve. When things go the way we imagined, happiness and satisfaction arise. When things don't, dissatisfaction and suffering arise. The voice, the mental imagery, and the emotions, these three work together. They're like a single gang, moving as one. They're the egg white. This whole gang, do you see? I'm asking you to really observe them. You'll see that emotions arise on their own and dissolve on their own. Don't sink into them. Don't cling to them. Whether it's joy or sorrow, don't hold on. They're not you. The voice that speaks, it's not your voice. It speaks on its own. It feels emotion on its own. It imagines on its own. Understand this. And I'll tell you this too. Memory is not yours either. And this awareness you're experiencing right now, hearing this voice, smelling, seeing, tasting, touching, it all happens by itself. None of it is you. It all knows on its own. Can you observe that? It hears sound on its own. Let's say you're walking and someone suddenly shouts near you. You flinch. Notice that moment. It reacts on its own. If you can see that the flinching happens by itself, that the hearing happens by itself, something will break open inside. Why? Because you'll realize that what is knowing, what is hearing, what is seeing, is not you. The smells, the tastes, the bodily sensations, they are known, but not by a you. Memory functions on its own. Sometimes it remembers, sometimes it forgets. And when understanding arises, it does so on its own too. Look closely and you'll see it's understanding itself. When you see that and realize, none of this is me, that's the moment you begin peeling away the egg white. And when you peel it away, you'll discover what lies within. When you truly see that none of these things are you, you'll come face to face with your real nature, not a person, not a self, not even a you. What you'll encounter is a nature, the life element, formless, utterly pure and transparent, so pure it seems to dissolve the entire universe. You are the origin itself, and all things, matter, energy, dwell within you. And when this is realized, tears fall. Who would have guessed we were never born into this world? Who would have known that this knowing knows by itself, that there is no one knowing, that even this deep understanding belongs to no one? Who would have imagined that everything, every single thing, is not me, and not mine. But when this realization arises, the pure life element reveals itself, not as something we encounter, but as what we have always been, completely empty, pure, radiant. This is our true being, so utterly free of labels that there's no word for self. It is silent, transparent, purely luminous. It is the immortal element, abiding in joy. There is no voice, no image, no emotion, no sensory perception. There is nothing at all. What I want to tell you is this: the language I'm using, the words coming from my mouth right now, they don't actually exist in any ultimate sense. This is not merely speech. This is a transmission from mind to mind. It doesn't truly pass through any tool or medium. But human beings don't understand that. We think this is sound, don't we? We think I am speaking, don't we? And you think you are hearing. But all of that is thought, constructed belief. The moment we stop relying on these tools, we will understand. This is a direct transmission from consciousness to consciousness. But because we are lost in dependence on these appearances, we cannot see that. We're still clinging to the egg white. We believe we are egg white. And I'm simply saying, stop relying on it. Peel the egg white away completely. Then you will discover your true essence, the reality that lies within. Let go of the egg white. Don't cling to it. Don't cling to this speaking voice, to the thoughts that constantly arise. Don't cling to mental images. Don't cling to emotions. Don't cling to perception. None of these are you. None of them belong to you. You have never truly been born into this world. You are the formless, radiant, and pure life element. So if sorrow arises, let it be. Don't cling to it. Don't possess it. Don't say, I am suffering. You've never suffered. You've never been happy. Joy and sorrow are just conditions, just movements. They belong to no one. Let this truth be known. And now, it is time to conclude here. May everyone who hears this message, who listens to these recordings, may you swiftly and suddenly awaken to your own pure, empty, and radiant life element. May you all realize it in this very lifetime. If you're interested in these teachings on awakening, mind observation, and transcending suffering through wisdom, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Share your insights in the comments, provide productive feedback, and if you find this content valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.